Dave Palumbo here with Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. And guys, we got another boa litter. I got it by surprise last night. I saw it in the middle of doing it. My het-Sterling, the het-Sterling, and we all know, or maybe we don't, that a Sterling Boa is a solid colored boa. So I'm hoping to get some Sterlings in here in the clutch. But the key is here, I have just had a shoulder replacement surgery done. And that's right, total shoulder replacement, only 4 days ago. So I am not going to be lifting anything. My wonderful wife, Amanda, is going to have to remove our female and then clean up the baby. So we're going to show you everything that's going on here. Let's take a peek in here. Last night she wasn't quite finished, but she's finished now, and as you can tell, Mama's sitting there watching the babies, and there's right next to her is a Sterling baby. That's a recessive trait. When you put those two recessive genes together, you got a solid looking snake, and we got a lot more in here. They're all dispersed all over the place, but we're gonna pull her out first. We actually have a name. Her name is Dominique. She's a big snake. She's actually a Russo Red Pastel. That's Vin Russo's line of Russo Red, and she's het-Sterling. This female came from Vin Russo, actually. I bought him about 3 years ago. I bought her 30 years ago as well as the male from him, and we got babies. So guys, stay tuned. Let's see what we got. Now we're trying to get this beautiful Dominique out. Let's see if she's cooperative. She might be all right. I think she just gave birth. I love her life, Amanda. Pregnant with our little girl. Doing this. That's a true loving wife. Her husband has got a shoulder replacement surgery. I think she's gonna be all right, man. I think you can grab her. Grab her body.
I don't want to get bit just in case.
I think she's fine. Good job. All right. Let's go over to the sink. We're gonna wash her off. Get some of that baby scent off her so that we can get her to start eating as soon as possible next week.
They want to do it.
She bit you?
Yeah.
Oh, she did. She got you on the arm. Just keep that nice and slow. Keep that rolling. You want to get the snake hook for her. See, this is what happens when you have a mama who's not too happy. All right, we washed Dominique off. Now she's going back into a nice clean tub. We're not going to put her back in the same tub she was in, even though we still have babies in there, just because we don't want the smell of the babies on her. That's why she nipped Amanda there a little bit on her arm. You can see it's got some blood coming out of it. Your mom will be horrified.
Yeah.
All right, over here at the sink, my wife Amanda is washing off the babies in the goo, as we like to say. As you can see now, a Sterling is a recessive trait. So the parents were both Hypo and het-Sterling. So we should have gotten 25% Sterling. I think we got more. Here are the ones we've washed off already. You can see this one is more than likely a Hypo Sterling, whereas this one is probably a regular Sterling, I would think, because it looks kind of dark. Once again, this one's kind of funky because this one's got a really funky pattern. This one might even be there's a possibility of us getting some super Hypo Sterlings in here as well. I don't know. I'm gonna have to, once again, I'm gonna show these to Vin Russo and see what he thinks once we get these cleaned up and they shed. But there's some really aberrant patterning. Look at that. Look at that broken stripe. We got some really cool stuff here. This snake is also really cool. It almost looks jungly to a certain degree, but we all know that the Hypo gene can disrupt saddles and stuff like that. So that could be what's going on. Look at the red tail. I don't know if the camera's picking up. On this Sterling here, the red tail is just exquisite. Once again, we're going to see more red in these Sterlings than we see in usual Sterlings because Vin Russo had crossed this with his Russo Red Pastel line. So, you put Pastel, Hypo, and then the Sterling, and you get, what I'm probably going to call this. We're going to call this a Russo Red Sterling, I would think. I think that's a valid description. Let's see what else we got coming in. There's another one. This one, once again, also has some screwy looking saddles there. Very cool. If you look here, you can see the actual sack that these these boas are birthed in, and my wife's pulling them off a little bit. We don't want to disrupt the umbilical cord right there because we don't want the thing to bleed out a little bit. Most of them have absorbed all the yolk sacs already. We still have a bunch over here that are kind of cool looking. This one is looking really cool. Look how solid that is. Just these Sterlings are really wacky looking snakes. Looks like we have maybe, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 11 in there. I think we're gonna have well over 20.
20.
You count to 20?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting because we got 20 from this litter. We had 3 slugs that didn't come out right.
5.
Oh, we had 5 slugs. And the last litter we just had, which was our Paradigm blood litter, was 19 live babies. So that's pretty good. Those are manageable. 40 babies may not be as manageable. People think more is better. It's not necessarily the case because you got to feed all these and you got to do everything with these. Look at that one. That's an awesome looking Sterling right there. Look at that. Look how dark that head is. And that really cool looking red eye. That's bizarre looking. And that Sterling is a super red looking one. I think these snakes are going to look even better after their first shed. So we're going to keep you updated here as things progress. It'll probably take another 7 to 10 days before these shed. Hopefully you guys like this little birthing video we did on the het-Sterling to het-Sterling. And let's see what we got in a couple of, like I said, another 10 days or so. And I'll showcase and catalog what we got sex-wise. Eventually, some of these are going to go up for sale. I'm going to keep a lot of these because there's some great holdbacks here, that's for sure. Hopefully you guys are enjoying all the coverage here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. I'm Dave Palumbo, and we'll see you next time. Guys, that was what happened when we found the Sterling Boas. And it was super exciting. Here's an update. This is about 2.5 weeks after those babies were born. And you can see this is one of my favorites. This might be a super hypo Sterling. Look at that red eye. I mean, I don't know if the camera catches it, but that's just an exquisite looking eye. That red tail. And of course, this is also, potentially got the Russo Red Pastel line breeding involved in it. And I think that's probably why it's so red. The hypo will lighten it up, but I think that Russo Red Pastel is really shining through on this particular snake. I have a couple of them, so more than likely it's probably a hypo Russo Red Pastel Sterling. Sterling being the patternless boa, the elusive patternless boa. I love this snake's head. This is definitely going to be probably a holdback of mine, but I actually produced 6 of these Sterlings, and they all have great coloring to them, so I'll be listing them. If you guys are interested, you can contact me through the Palumbo's Pythons and Boas Facebook page or through huge285@AOL.com, my direct email, and you can ask me about those. I have some 66% het-Sterlings also that are pretty exquisite, some with some wacky patterns. I'll show you some of those in a little bit. I'm sure that's from the hypo gene. And once again, you can't get enough of staring at this snake. It's so different. And I want to thank Vin Russo for selling me that pair. And they really did. They produced great. First time female virgin, and she produced a beautiful litter of these things. And I got a lot of Sterlings, which were against the odds. So, all right, I promised you guys, and here it is. This is my possible super hypo. I think it's a super hypo. Look at that eye. Look at that reduced pattern. Definitely Russo Red Pastel. You can see that the Russo Red influence here. The parents were both Russo Red Pastels. They carried the Sterling gene. This is a 66% het-Sterling. The Sterling being the solid, as you saw earlier, patternless boa. But this is exquisite. Look at that stripe. It's almost continuous on the whole body. It starts right here at the first saddle. It goes all the way until the very end. It kind of stops a little bit. See if I can move her out of the way a little bit. See, just right down there you can see there's a little break in the pattern. Let's move her a little bit over here. Right there's a little break, and it goes right to the tail. There's a little break at the tail. To me, that striped tail, that red striped tail, tells me that I think it's going to prove out to be 100% het-Sterling. Some of the other ones I have, I can't be definite, but I think this is. Obviously, the striping down the back is definitely the hypo gene, and probably super hypo, because that's seriously reduced pattern and very, very clean. You can see how clean that is. There's nothing there. There's no little, very few speckles. It's a very clean snake. He's got a tremendous eye. This is a male, by the way. Look at the striping on the face too. I mean, that's just like super cool. I almost want to keep this. You know, I have the solid Sterlings I could obviously keep, but this guy's so cool. But he is available if you want to contact me through the Palumbo's Pythons Facebook page, or if you want to email me directly at huge285@aol.com. That's fine as well. You know, I hope you guys are enjoying the Sterling project and all the updates I've been giving you guys, because it is an interesting project. It is exciting. I'd love to combine the Sterling with the blood gene. Can you imagine that? A patternless blood red snake. That super hypo gene in there. Wow, that would be cool. All right, guys, if you like what you're seeing, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like my Palumbo's Pythons and Boas Facebook page. For now, I'm Dave Palumbo for another episode of Muscle Serpents University.